Alright, moving on vlog. Alright, I'm doing this. It's like 1:21 in the morning right now. I got back um, home at like 11:30, so I was finally able to watch, Arrow and Supernatural. And today's episode of Supernatural was so good to me. Like I was like, I hope it's after midnight, so technically it's the next day, so I can uh, just choose that as my subject. Now next week, odds are I'm gonna do this again, and it'll probably be like an hour long thing for Arrow and Supernatural for the season finales because I'm super excited for both. But Supernatural today, um, clip show episode, I think is episode 22, season 8, clip show, is one of the best episodes I've seen in a long time. Like, for some reason, it just had me so excited just watching it. And the first part was, of course, the trial and them figuring out that, how to cleanse the demon. And even though I knew that they were gonna figure it out because it's supernatural and it's a show in general, the heroes figure out how to solve this big problem generally. And I was like, they're gonna figure out how to do the final trial, and they're gonna do it. And especially, I saw it when I saw the promo last week. I was like, okay, they're talking about like all the people being killed and stuff from the past seasons, all the people they saved. And I thought, okay, and I knew it was called Clip Show because I was like looking some stuff up on Wikipedia, and I was like, okay, it's supernatural, so it won't be a clip show. And then they had the part where they show the reel and stuff, and I thought, okay, maybe it is one of those things where somehow it's like footage like of the actual episode, and it's like, how do they get these like camera angles like close up on us or something? They make jokes about it or something like that, but it wasn't like that at all. And at first, when it started off, I was like, "Oh, they brought this guy back. That was really cool." From like the second episode, and then his head exploded. I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks." And they brought him back like 7 seasons later, and then poof, his head explodes and he dies. But the part I liked the most, like I said, was when they're listening to the recordings and stuff, and they find out how to cleanse demons. And I was really glad they showed it because they're watching the clip, and then after that they're listening to recordings, but they show, in black and white what's happening with the actual priest and the guy being possessed by the demon. And those are always like really random cool things that they do whenever they bring up some sort of new spell or something like that. Like, I can't remember if it was the beginning of this season. I think it was. And when Sam did the reverse exorcism, which I mentioned in some other random video, but he did the reverse exorcism, and I was like, that's really sweet because unless I'm forgetting an episode, that's brand new. And he reversed it and he kept the demon trapped and killed it. And I thought that was amazing. And how they did it, with the priest, and he's like giving the guy his own purified blood, and he heals him, and then he does like the special exorcism, and it instantly made me like when I first saw it, like even when he failed, it instantly made me think of Sam when he was basically drinking all the demon blood and you know like killing all the demon. Well, not killing them, but he was sort of quick exercising them and sending them to hell. And or did he kill him? I honestly can't remember because it was so long ago. I want to say he exercised them, but at the same time, I want to say he killed them. I'm gonna go with he was killing the demons without killing the people, and that's kind of what I thought. Except this was a lot nicer, and he wasn't, drinking demon blood and kind of going crazy. And obviously, it was someone else. But when they actually showed it, I was just like, "That's amazing," because even though, like I said, I knew it was coming, I thought it was really cool how they did it. Purified blood. He was there for like 8 hours or 9 hours trying to work with this guy, and he purified him. I don't know why I'm explaining it, but I'm so excited I just have to. So he purifies him, and then he does the whole, he slices his hand and puts the blood in the guy's mouth, and he exorcises the demon, or he like kills the demon inside of the guy's body, and the guy's just boom, the guy's back to himself. And I thought it was pretty cool how they did it, where he had consciousness, but the demon was there, and he like splashed the holy water on him, and it wasn't just like he took over, and then that was it. He had to like purify him and kill the demon in his body. And I thought that was amazing. And of course, they did that, and it was like this new big thing. And once again, I don't know how many times I've already said it, but I knew it was coming, and it was just amazing to watch because it was just one of those new things. After after 7 seasons on, nearly after eight, the last two episodes, we've seen so much stuff, and even Sam says it himself, like all this other stuff, all the other files and things like that we've seen. This is brand new. We don't know anything about it. It's definitely worth the trip to go see the young priest who was in the video. And so, like, I love the episode. I love that part. That was really cool. And then I'm watching the rest, and they get Metatron, and they have her in the chair and stuff, and they have the bullet thing, which was probably the last time that happened to me, where I was like, that's just amazing and genius to carve that on the bullet and then shoot her in the head to trap the demon in the head. I thought that was amazing. But they get her, and they bring her back, and I thought, okay, they're gonna have her. It's gonna be, quick and simple. They got her, chopped off her hands. The bullet's still in there, so she can't actually do anything. She can't move and go anywhere. She's stuck in whatever position they have her. They have her back together and stuff. I think, all right, they're gonna take this time. It's gonna be hours and hours. Boom, they're gonna get that trial complete. Season, next week, season finale. They're gonna have the big battle or whatever. Trial's done, and Sam and Dean are gonna go wherever they might end up having to go, because it's odds are they're gonna do this third trial and have to go to a specific place, because that just seems to be normal. You have to go somewhere to have all these trials counted. Have the trials completed. At some place has to have proof or something. View you to prove that it happened. But I figured, they're gonna have it done. And then Crowley calls him, and he basically explains, like, hey, check this out, and go here, go there. And then they go to the first place, and the woman died, or they were too late, so she died. And then they go to the second address, and I already forgot her name, even though I just watched it. But I remember the episode because I'm ready for Supernatural, so I watch it on TNT all the time. And it was the episode from season 1 where they had to deal with, like, the demon painting thing. And, Sam liked the girl and she liked him and all that stuff. And, she still looked super hot, by the way. But, he liked her, so it mattered a little bit more than, they didn't even really know about the first guy. Like, Dean was just like, well, we'll pour some out for him later. And then the other girl, Dean said, like, you're a cool lady or something. And, that was pretty much it. And it wasn't one of the people where one of the brothers had an emotional connection, even if, it's just that one episode. That generally matters to them, even, later on. But especially for Sam. And so, he really liked her, and they're, sealing up the place, salt, seals, the whole nine. And then Crowley calls him, and, he just counts down. And as soon as he hit 1 and she started choking, I was, like, completely lost. I was like, I don't know what he's doing or how he's possibly pulling this off, because, I'm just, like, I kind of just turn my brain off when I watch TV. Like, I'll always remember stuff, but the hex things were, like, a long time ago. They haven't done that. Like, they always mention it, but then that's rarely the case, if you think about it. At least that I can think of. They mention hex bags a lot, where it's like, oh, check for hex bags and all that stuff. But it's never actually the thing that's happening, so I just don't keep that in mind too much. And, the whole monologue that he had, and it's like, you don't hear anything from them. It's like the sound for them is really, like, turned down. And they're flipping the whole place upside down trying to find this hex bag. And he's just talking, Crowley. And it was perfect. I was, like, stunned when it went off and she died. And I was like, they could not save her, and it was just that perfect villain monologue where it's just him talking. They show him, they show them, but all you hear, no matter what you see, is Crowley talking about how all he wants is to show them that, you know, I want what I want. And even though you guys are good and, you go through life killing demons, trapping demons, all that, what really keeps you alive and grounded is the fact that you save people when you kill these demons and do all this stuff. And I'm going to make that useless. I'm going to kill every single person and basically make everything you do or have done nothing. And I want that, and I want you to feel that until you give me exactly what I want. And it's just like, just silence. And they don't know what to do. And then, Dean throws the phone in the bag, which I figured, like, once he hung up and I, like, closed my mouth because I was just like, and I had to do that to myself. But, like, once that happened, I was like, it's probably in the phone. And he threw it, and it was right there on the floor. And that was insane. And that's those two parts. Like, the first part, that was just cool to see and stuff. And once I saw that, I was like, I'm going to do this, like, as soon as I finished watching. And then the monologue was just, like I said, it was, like, a perfect villain monologue. And it had me so excited. And even the very end, when they're talking and Sam's like, I don't know if we can win that one or win this one. And Dean's like, are you with me? And it's just nothing. And it goes right to the credits. And that was really good too. But the whole thing, if I had to pick, it's the monologue, because I love when they do good monologues for, like, in any show. I love when there's a great monologue from any character, but especially the villain, because when there's a good monologue from a hero, it's generally that uplifting thing, like, this bad thing already happened, like maybe we lost somebody, something like that, and we have to pick ourselves up and, fight the bad guy and save the day. But when it's the villain, it's generally to show the main character or characters, you can't just win, and I'm gonna find a way to beat you, and I want you to see what it's like when I do. And that's always my favorite stuff. um Comment, rate, subscribe. What did you think of the episode? Oh, the promo for the season finale um looks amazing. They caught Crowley, so if they're gonna heal Crowley, I'm so curious to see what they could possibly do for next season. Also, I completely skipped over Cass and Metatron doing the trials, new trials. So I don't know what's gonna happen. If you didn't know, Misha Collins is gonna be a main character, like a regular character in next season, and that was announced, I think in February. So I think, like what I said when once Metatron told him, like, hey, this is this is basically how we can close Heaven. I thought, okay, they're gonna end this season with their trials, Sam and Dean, of course, and then they're gonna help Cass with his trials, and then after that they're gonna close Heaven and Hell. Close Hell in this season. Boom, do that. Angels are probably gonna be the main villains next season, and they're gonna basically be like killing all the rest of the demons on the planet while Sam, Cass, and Dean, and Metatron, if he survives this next week, I don't know, and they'll be trying to solve Cass's trials, which I don't know. I mean, like Crowley said, to close the gates of hell, there's a lot of demon stuff. Save a spirit from hell, and like he basically figured it out, so he's keeping the demons away. Kill a hellhound, and then for Cass, it was kill a Nephilim, and which I instantly knew she'd have to have powers, but honestly, that's only because of Devil May Cry, and it was because of the remake, because they called themselves Nephilim, because they don't say that at all in the original Devil May Cry, not that I can remember. So once they said that, I was like, oh, she's got to be like super strong. I didn't think she'd be like, dual wielding and shooting people up. If you play Devil May Cry, you obviously know what that means. But I didn't think she was like spinning pistols and like jumping and using a sword. But I figured she had to be powerful or something, and she was. And I thought her eyes looked really cool, which was a random thing, but they were like silver almost, and I just thought that was really nice. But random prediction for seasons was, they're gonna do this, win, close the gates of hell, do the trial as like angels are trying to come down and kill the rest of the demons off. Do that, and then the final season. And I think it will work perfectly if they did this. I doubt they will because they're gonna want to keep their show going. And I don't want it to end, and I'm sure you don't if you're watching this. But like every year for I think the past 3 years, 3 or 4 years, I've been like, okay, next season they're just gonna get God, and then that's gonna be it. And I feel like that flat out. If that's not the last season, I don't know what could possibly be the last season. Because I thought, okay, when Cass took over as God, okay, they're gonna find God, and Cass is gonna be like evil God. Then they're gonna find real God, and they're gonna duke it out. And obviously, Cass would lose because it's real God. I mean, I like Cass. Everybody loves Cass, but God would probably be one of his sons, one of his kids. But I figured, they'll do that, and then God will be season 10, and that'll, close up, 10 great seasons of a show. But anyway, let me know what you think. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of the episode, the season, the series, your predictions for the show. Like I said, every season I'm just like, well, God, next season. Like, that's what it's going to be. And I've been wrong for like 4 years, but I'm not a genius writer, so, hey. But comment, rate, subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching.